Yo, what's going down? Y'all make sure y'all tap that like button for me when y'all coming in. Please, please, please. We got a topic to talk about. Hope everybody day doing good. We gonna get it in this thing once we get a few likes, once a few people get in. Make sure y'all share the live, let everybody know what we doing right now. We live. We gonna get into it, man, because I feel like it's something that needs to be talked about, because common sense is not so common, you know what I mean? Common sense is not so common nowadays. It's crazy work. It's crazy. It's crazy. Make sure I can hear myself. Crazy work. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button. I know I'm late. I was supposed to be on here at 1:30, but I was eating some food real quick. I ain't ate nothing. So I had to get some food in me. But y'all make sure y'all tap that like button for me. Once some more people get in this thing, we're going to get to talking about the topic. We're going to get to talking about the topic very shortly, y'all. Y'all bear with me. Appreciate the like. Appreciate the like. What's going down? Appreciate the like. Y'all make sure y'all tap that like button. What's going down? Y'all make sure y'all tap that like button. We about to get into the topic. Some nasty work going on. Shout out to India. Shout out to Africa. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all. Y'all make sure y'all tap that like button. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I can't complain. You know, got up another day. We at it again. It's always a blessing. What's going down? Listen, I just want to jump into this topic, right? Appreciate y'all for tapping in. Much love. We in a day and age where, as I stated in the beginning, right? It's common sense, not so common, y'all. It's nasty work. It's a lot of nasty work going on out here. You know, everybody think everything is content. Everything's supposed to be on the internet. No privacy whatsoever. And then start to look crazy when something crazy happened to you. It doesn't make no sense. You know what I mean? And then you allow people to talk about these things. But whose fault is it? It's a lot of crazy stuff. You know, you got brothers online talking about gang politics. You got relationships going bad, going sour. We can't allow people to have all of our energy because it's going to always end up bad. That's a fact. You know what I mean? It's going to always end up sour. You know, it's never going to end in a good thing. That's, you know, as a good thing, you know. And it's sad to see this because everybody think this is the way you can become successful, by exposing yourself, by exposing your reality to people you don't even know. Now, I love each and every one of y'all, you know what I mean? But everything, your life, your entire life is not for everybody. That's a fact. Everybody shouldn't know everything about yourself because there are some people out here who will use that to get at you for whatever reason. You know, you got people who are great people out here, right? We didn't seen how this internet thing work. We got good people out here who make great content, do positive things for the community. But you got people who watch them, who find out their real name, who find out things about them, and call DCFS, call the police to their house for no reason. It's a lot of nasty things that's going on out here because people allow people to know too much. You have to protect yourself. You have to protect your energy. And you can't blame nobody when things go sour. You know what I mean? You can't blame nobody for when things go sour. It's your fault. It's your fault. You know, nobody wishes, nobody hopes and wish for anything bad to happen to them whatsoever. You know what I mean? But when things bad happen, I got me a little juice. Thirsty. When things happen, when things happen and it's nasty work, it's your fault. You know, if you pay attention, like from back in the day, actors, uh um any type of form of celebrities, like all types of forms of celebrity, kept their privacy, they kept their life private because they knew what came with that. Nowadays, people allow too many people to know them. Now, I understand that you supposed to give to receive, right? If you give some, you receive some, but it doesn't say to give it all. And think you know what I mean? And the what you receive from giving everything from to everybody is not necessarily the best thing. You know what I mean? And a lot of these brothers and sisters out here doesn't understand that. It's individuals out here that who maliciously will do something to you and don't know you from a can of paint. Will do something to you because they like the position. They dislike that you are in the position that you are in your life. That's crazy. That's crazy. Don't even know you, but make lies to the authorities, make lies to different individuals, try to destroy your life and don't know you from a can of paint. Don't know you from a can of paint, but whose fault is it? Is it my fault as the individual who exposing certain things about my life? Or is it the people who I gave the power to do so by exposing certain things in my life? Whose fault is it? You cannot give everything. Everything is not content. And we got grown adults out here doing this like they don't know no better. Crazy work. It's all nasty work. Nasty work. But want to have a boo-boo face on when little John or Timmy or somebody making up lies, or Sarah or anybody. You know what I mean? It's all nasty work. You can't fault nobody for that because you allowed people to make up these false narratives because they know a little too much about you. You know what I mean? It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. That's why actors, like if you look at it, right? Will Smith is a prime example of that. Will Smith is a legendary actor who would he still had the mystique of him who Will Smith truly is. That all changed when Will Smith created Instagram and YouTube and started being active on the platform and giving people a little bit more of him, letting people get a little understanding of what his life is or who he really is. And now look, all this bad stuff starts to happen to him. Now he's content. Now this happened. You know what I mean? It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. You cannot allow people to know too much about you for the sake of content. For the for the sake of content. You know, I'd rather not know what Will Smith is doing. I'd rather not know what Martin Lawrence is doing. You know what I mean? I don't want to know too much of what I like the mystique of them because whatever I visualize them to be or who they to be to me, I want to keep that. You know what I mean? I want to keep that. You know, viral Everybody want to go viral, man. You know, I mean, it's unfortunate that you can't be. It's unfortunate that you can't be, or not be, or allow people to really know who you are, because people do nasty things out here. It's unfortunate, you know. I hate it. I can't stand it. You know what I mean? I can't stand it. You know, that's why so many people have so much to say, right? Because we give them so much, we give so much of ourself, or our energy, and all people do is manipulate that, you know, try to destroy your character. But how can you tell? How can you tell? That's how, just like, okay, let me give you an example, right? Just like, and I hate to give this example, but this in recent times. So just like with DDG, right? DDG is a YouTube star who allowed people to know him a little bit too much, and allowed people in his personal relationship, gave them glimpse of it, not everything, but glimpse, just enough. What that does is, now that that person, him and that person is not with each other, right? And I'm only using him for example of the sake of the topic of this. There's nothing. Now that he's with that person, and that person say this, now everybody saying, now everybody, you gave everybody something to say, because how can you beat the internet, right? And so many people say a lie is true, people gonna start to believe it. That's the honest to God truth. People don't want to hear the truth. People don't want to try to understand what's really going on. But once you say this is true, this is set in stone, and then so many individuals say it's true, it may not be true. But how can you fight all these people who going with that narrative? How can you fight against that narrative? How can you fight against that narrative when you got hundreds of thousands of people saying that that's true? You can't. You know what I mean? You will never win. It's impossible. Not on this platform, real life, real time. Yeah, you might have facts to show, you might have the facts to back it up, but the crazy thing about this thing called life is that you might be telling somebody right next to you who you knew for X, Y, and Z amount of years, like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And they the back page of the T channel talking about you because you don't see their face. Everything is not content. Can't trust people. The person you might be talking to might be that T channel person who getting the information, talking about it, changing their voice, or paying these or giving the content to the T channels to get funding from your life, from your reality, or what you going through. Or, you know, it's a lot of things that people go through because they give too much. They make everything content, and we can't do that. You know, we can't do that. We got to start normalizing privacy, right? Um, because people already at the end of the day gonna have some type of perception on who they think you are. You know what I mean? I rather give people a little bit, not too much. You know, because I know they're not saying all, but I know there are people out there who will try to manipulate other individual minds and destroy your life while doing so. You know what I mean? And that's what these content creators gotta understand, man. I don't come on here when I talk about certain scenarios, and if you've been with me, rocking with me, you know. I don't come on here trying to slander or talk about nobody. And if I felt like I spoken out of turn, guess what? I would delete that video. I don't have no problem because content ain't that deep to me. Now, do I make what I do? I may what I may stand on what I said about a person, like how I feel personally, yeah, but if God tell me the content can have 100,000 views, 10,000 views, and it's just don't sit right within my heart, and God is talking to me about that, I'm gonna delete it. It's not that serious. It's not that deep. Because I want to keep my integrity in this thing. I want people to know this is who I am, man. This ain't no faking. You know, I don't fake for views. I don't pay for views. I just speak. I just speak the truth. I just speak how I feel. You know what I mean? And I never want to hurt nobody on purpose. You know, I'm human. You know, we make mistakes, but you don't want to hurt nobody on purpose, man. Never hurt. We got to stop hurting each other, bro. Like it's just nasty work when I see what goes on, especially for these young content creators who create this content. Like it's just a lot of nasty work that they will go to extreme measures to get a name for themselves. They will go way above and beyond for people to know who they are. To dehumanize themselves for the sake of content, for a couple dollars. I don't care if it's 10, 20, 5,000, or whatever the number is. It's not that deep. It's not that deep. I want to keep my soul intact. I want to keep my humanity intact, my integrity intact. If people don't like you for who you truly are, then it is what it is. You know what I mean? It is what it is. I never want nobody to support me if you ain't there for me for real. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna jeopardize who I am as a human being for the sake of content to please others because it's not that deep. It's not that deep. I know how to go viral. You know how to go viral. Come on the internet and do something stupid. You want it that bad? Come on the internet and do something stupid. Not too long ago, we had a woman who a gorilla super glued her hair, the wig or whatever on her head. Come on, y'all. Come on. You think that woman didn't know better? She didn't care what the circumstances was that what that would be to her body, her like her health, bro. They just do stuff for the sake of content. Everything is not content. Everything is not content, bro. Everything is not it's not that deep, y'all. I want us to understand it's not that deep, bro. It's sad to see how we will the measure the distance that people will go to dehumanize themselves for people to pay attention to them. That is people crying out for help. Everything is not content. Everything is not content. When I was growing up, I didn't have internet. I didn't have the internet. My friends did, my associates did, me and my brother and my sister, and we didn't have that stuff. I remember first when I got on the internet and got to YouTube, I saw Soulja Boy. And I remember coming across DDG and others, right? And it was entertaining because nobody was getting hurt, you know, and it stayed like that. But then it started getting nasty. Started from the Facebook, people making, you know, it's a lot of nasty work that was being done. If you know, you know. I'm gonna say that. I didn't get truly back on the internet for real doing this. I was dropping music on SoundCloud, me and my bro. That when SoundCloud era started, me and my bro was dropping music, getting a lot of views, we could have kept going. We should have kept going. You know, we was getting great feedback. And like I said, once again, I didn't truly have access to the internet truly like this until I became an adult. But with that understanding, while before I got on the internet, I was watching the things I was able to watch when I was able to watch it, and I was seeing people doing things. Um, and I'm like, man, people are dehumanizing themselves for a piece of content, for fame, for people to pay attention to them. If people can't pay attention to you, y'all, please, please, if you young and you follow me and you support me, please hear me and understand this. If people don't pay attention to you when you're doing normal human things, when you being a human being, a regular person doing, creating content, not hurting nobody whatsoever, speaking truth, putting love and that energy out there, if people don't support you, well, I just want you to let me not say that. You're gonna have people support you who actually enjoys this content. You can gain fame quicker or notoriety quicker when you go on the internet and do stupid things for the sake of content. But the grind of showing energy and love is gonna take a little longer because that's not the norm. Never was that norm. That normalization for people doing positive things on the internet and positive things, that was long gone, long time ago. When this YouTube thing started, people started doing nasty things. That disappeared a long time ago. But the grind of putting out positive energy, putting out positive love, uh, tearing down these negative narratives out there, it's going to take longer for people to understand that. But when people start to understand, it's going to feel a hell of a lot better. Okay? Don't do things that's negative out here for the sake of content. It's not that deep. And I understand, life be hard sometimes. I didn't have half of what I have now. You know what I mean? I could have done a lot of dumb things in life for the sake of content to have financial benefits from it or whatever. But it's not that deep. It's not that deep. I try to, we're not perfect, you know what I mean? I done things in my life too, and 'cause nobody say these are still fire. I'm sorry, y'all. I done things in my life too, but I never allowed myself to go that deep or go that far by the grace of God. Um, Man, bro, the most beautifulest thing in this world is to see somebody go from not having something to having a whole lot, right? That's a beautiful thing, and I'm sure that's a beautiful feeling. I can't tell, right? For the little that I do have, it's a beautiful feeling. I can't tell you how that feel, y'all. I'm not there yet. But the nasty work, the nasty part of it is when they go from the caterpillar into the butterfly. They stay there for a while, and then they become this beast. I understand because that person, we can't fault them because they didn't have nothing once upon a time and they don't know how to deal with everything, right? But I say this, I can't stress this enough, is when you gain some type of notoriety or you become in a God bless you to be in a position where you're financially stable and you're not out here slaving or whatever the case is, you need people next to you that can humble you. You need people who's not as attached to those materialistic things out there. You need somebody who only care about your well-being. And it's hard because I'm sure a lot of these brothers and sisters out here have a lot of people in their ear. Yes, ma'am. A lot of yes ma'ams and yes sirs out there. You know what I mean? And they don't have nobody who genuinely want them to win and want them to succeed in this thing called life, who would tell them that they're wrong, who would tell them that they might need to reevaluate themselves on that. We don't have that. We don't have, it's a lot of them. You can tell. That's why I always say it's a lot of people out here who be crashing out online. You can tell those people don't got nobody who's telling them the real when they doing something wrong. All people telling them is everything they're doing is right because they only care about the dollar bill. Obviously, they're benefiting from you doing all this nasty work out here. You know what I mean? And and it's because a lot of people don't have a lot, So when they get something or they next to somebody who got something who's financially supporting their finance, who's supporting their finances, they're afraid to tell them the truth. They know when it's wrong, but they're afraid to tell them the truth because they might take whatever they got going on away from them. It's not fair, bro. You can't say you love that person for real, for real. Why you cry tears? Why cry tears when something bad happened to somebody after the fact? You've been knowing that this stuff was going on before all that, but you allowed them to keep on going, keep on doing this stuff. It's all nasty work. You know what I mean? It's all nasty work, man. It's not that deep. And I don't know who told people that this is the new thing. This is what this supposed to be. What success supposed to look like. That's not true, bro. That's somebody who painted that picture and everybody started to run with it. Everybody started to run with it. That's how information is transferred. That's how, just like the nasty work that's going on, all this nasty content out here, all this negative energy that's being spread around the world. That's because one individual painted that picture the first time. Then somebody followed them. Then somebody followed them. Somebody followed them. So and it grew and grew and grew and grew and grew. And then all the people who trying to spread the positivity, who trying to say no, let's not do this, let's do that. That they got pushed in the shadows because the negativity done grown so big because everybody's making all these fundings off this, all this money. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's crazy. But the crazy part about all this, I say this all the time, is that in order to stop it, we have to understand the power that we have as individuals. All that can be stopped. All the negativity can be stopped once people start to understand that they have control. They have the control for this all to stop. Oh, you don't want to see that person do that no more? Stop watching. But what you gonna watch? That became a part of my day. Stop watching. You say you don't want to see it no more. Stop watching it. You don't like that person energy that they pushing out to these babies out here? Stop watching it. You're helping contribute to their success and keeping them in the algorithm to push this. I say it all the time. YouTube did not create this platform for all this negativity stuff. That's a fact. YouTube created this platform for information. That's why they partner up with Google, and Google is a search engine, and that now they're both obviously the search engine. That's why you can Google image, videos, all that. It's like it was never created for people to attach their bullshit to this platform. But they can't help the fact that this is all people push out. And it makes it seem like they're doing it, but they're not. They're not. After a while, when you build a machine, especially one as powerful as YouTube and other platforms, when you build these machines out here, eventually those machines start to run on their own. And eventually, you have no more control over this. That's the scary part of having AI. AI is crazy. The idea and the things that AI can do, it's crazy work. You know what I mean? The power that AI have, it's crazy. It's crazy. Everything is not content. We're going to destroy ourselves, our mental. We're going to keep diminishing our mental state if we could continue on these false narratives out here. If we continue on thinking that everything is meant to be content. I never seen somebody pull out a camera. Somebody need help. Somebody in distress. Someone needs help. And the first thing that comes to people's mind is pull out a camera. Let's make their pain, their suffering, content. It's nasty work. That's the first thing people do now. Is pull out a phone. Go to their camera. They'll see somebody in suffering and pain that need help. That can easily get the help, but they want to record this and watch this happen first. Everything is not content. We are destroying ourselves for the sake of content, y'all. For the sake of content. And it's only going to get worse because you got generation after generation. It's going to get worse. It's going to get worse before it get better. But when it get better, is it going to be too late? Is it going to be too late? Once it even starts to get better, why do we wait till things are too late, bro? Why do we wait until it's too late for it to even get better, for that idea to even become a real thing? Because we're so entertained by what's going on, the negative. This is scary. It's scary. It's scary. It's scary, man. It's scary. The most scariest part. So I got a Twitch, right? Because I'm looking into streaming, right? But I haven't started really streaming because, yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact, dude. People can be kind, and they definitely cruel. They're definitely cruel for real. And that's the scary part about Twitch and stuff, right? You got all these overgrown ass men on Twitch. And who mostly on Twitch? Watching these people. Children, young adults, young minds, undeveloped minds. And they come on here and bring down that half-ass naked woman on the screen for the sake of entertaining these babies for content, for a follow, for that. It's not that deep, bruh. You're like, come on now. The things that you got 12 and under children smoking marijuana because this is what they see their favorite streamers did online. He smoked weed. You got kids having intercourse because this is what they seen and heard their favorite streamers doing. They're poisoning these babies' mind, bro, and then look stupid when people start to notice and cancel them. But you can't really cancel them because they understand the power of children's mind. Once you get a child mind, and they follow you and they rock with you, you could damn near do everything and they still gonna support you. You could be the ugliest individual out here and they're still going to support you because they idolize you. It's a lot of nasty work out here, bro. Nasty work. And we need to stop this. We need to stop this. But it's kind of hard to find all the good people because the bad is overweighing the good. And that's the scary part. You got these grown ass people on these platforms doing the nastiest things. Twitch, well, whoever own those platforms, streaming platforms, need to pay attention a little bit more. A little bit more. That's a fact. Need to get on the rules a little bit more to make people. It ain't the curse words people need to worry about. It's what these kids are visually seeing and they're hearing. The things that they're hearing. That's what they need to be worrying about. Cussing and all that, they gonna do that shit anyway. But people showing them nasty work, people doing, saying, you know what I mean? The influence on these young, underdeveloped minds is crazy. The influence, because people understand how to say how things sell, right? Let's be realistic. This is even back in the day, like even now. This is the how companies sell things is that they advertise those things to children first. I ain't talking about adult beverages or nothing. I'm talking about things that can appear to be child friendly. They advertise those things to the kids, see the new toys and new movies that come out first before the adults do, because they put those things, the ads and things on their devices and stuff. My kids have been telling me about a movie that I ain't even know was fucking coming out. How you even know that? And I got the parental everything on my kids' devices. How you know? Yeah, they know what ads are and everything. Crazy. It's crazy work, bro. You think grown ass adults on Twitch paying these dudes? Well, you might have some streaming. I don't know. It's a little different now. But you think grown ass adults are sending what they call it? What they call it on that platform? And I like the concept of Twitch is dope. But I think kids is going on there taking and sending them subscribers or whatever they call that thing. They taking their parents' credit card or they got access to it or whatever. They got their own little and they get X, Y, and Z amount. But they parents are not monitoring who these people are that they're watching. It's a lot of people out here that are exposing these children to some nasty things, bro. Nasty things, bro. Do you think it's okay for a child to watch somebody blow up some shit for the sake of content? An underdeveloped mind watches a content creator or streamer blow some shit up, and that's entertaining. What do you think they're going to try to do? They're going to try to blow some shit up. They're going to try to do that. Do you honestly think it's okay for these content creators to blow shit up? Do you honestly think it's okay for content creators to come on a platform and say they smoking marijuana all day? They're going to try to get as high as they can. And majority of their audience are children for the sake of content. Make it make sense. What they going to do? They're going to try to smoke some shit. That's why kids out here are smoking marijuana as an 8, 9, 7 under. I no telling. Got kids out here getting hold of drugs because they favorite content creators do it. Why they can't do it? You got kids out here committing crimes because their favorite content creators do it. Why they can't do it? See, we wasn't prone, us who 30 and up, 20 maybe, 20 something, almost 30. That shit was not familiar to us. Like, our favorite people, we barely knew anything about these motherfuckers. And they didn't show nothing like this. But these content creators, this is no hate. I just want people to be held accountable and have some type of responsibility and understanding that you ain't entertaining adults by smoking weed. I hope not most of us ain't nobody watching your ass smoke no weed for 2-3 hours because you their favorite content creator, a grown person. Now, if you is, I ain't judging you. That might be your thing, but I'm just saying, like, me personally, no, I'm not doing that. I'm too old to be. I could go do that myself if I wanted to. Why I want to watch you? But why expose this on a platform where most children are on this platform? Mostly children are on this platform. And then you can see your analytics on the age range, your platform, you know, who be watching your stuff. So most of these people got kids watching their stuff. They no grown person on Twitch watching them do these things. It's not that serious, y'all. It's not that serious. It's just certain things that certain people do that I don't think that they put in. They just thought it'll be something great for content, but I don't think they really thought that out for real, right? Like, who watching me? What is this gonna do to their minds? No matter what, no matter if I tell them this is fake, no matter what is that gonna do? Is that gonna influence them to do the same thing when they get older? Is they gonna take this as to be real and try to really do these? It's a lot that you have to put in. You have to really think this thing out before you do it, bro. That's a fact. You can't just do what you want to do because you want to do it. It's not. It's not like it doesn't work like that. Does it? It does not work like that, y'all. You know what I mean? And we gotta stop normalizing that everything is content, bro. Everything that you do in your private life is not content. Everything that you do that's just summed it up in your private life. Just everything is not content. Everything is not content. Everything is not content. And then if you get penalized for doing something on this internet thing, it's your fault, bruh. It ain't nobody else's fault. You can't get mad at nobody else but your own ass. That's a fact. You gonna get mad at Timmy Bob or you can't get mad at them. And then you want to know why people reporting your page and you getting this and that because you actually are doing something. And people actually that want to do that got the time to do that, doing it because you doing something nasty. Yo, shout out to Mar. Y'all make sure y'all go check that brother music out. Very, very dope, up and coming artist. He got some dope music. Y'all make sure y'all go check his music out. Appreciate you tapping in, bro. But yeah, it's a lot of nasty work. You know what I mean? Don't do things for the sake of content because the clout ain't that serious. It ain't that deep. I promise y'all, it's not that deep. It's not that deep, bro. If it's meant for you, you gonna get it. Because nobody can stop what God already had planned for you. If you feel deeply in your heart that if you do this, you're gonna see success, keep doing that. But don't do something stupid for the sake of content, because this is what entertain the people of today. It's not that deep. Appreciate it, bro. All love. Appreciate it. Y'all go tap in with that brother. Make sure y'all subscribe to that brother. I appreciate you, bro. It's all love my way, too. But it's not that deep. You know what I mean? If we got to start taking control of our own narratives, we got to start taking control of these things that we want to be stopped. If you want all this negative BS out here to stop, you have to start speaking. You have to speak up, get a group of people to speak up and keep talking. It don't matter who don't pay attention to it. Keep talking, keep screaming, and people gonna start listening. That's a fact. You have to take control. When I come on this platform, I send out energy and love to people, and I don't care those trolls that be under my comment section don't like what I'm saying. Why? Because that's what you want to keep normalizing. See, motherfuckers will hate you for y'all can't. I can't tell y'all. Look, I can't tell y'all how many hate comments that I get on a daily. But I keep on talking. The first thing I told myself when I created any kind of content is that it might not be for everybody. That goes out to you, Mark. When I first put out any type of music, I had to make sure that I understand that this ain't for everybody, but it's gonna be for somebody. That don't make it bad because another motherfucker come on your shit and tell you it's bad. No, that's not true. That's not true, because I got thousands of other views or hundreds of other views that people like it. So damn your opinion and 500 more people opinion. I got these people who supported me. It ain't for everybody. And I don't care if nobody likes me because I don't support these false ass narratives out here trying to poison these kids' minds. I ain't with that. Call me old, OG, whatever. I ain't even that old. But this is what they trying to normalize so they can keep on doing that shit. They'll tell you that they wrongs is right because they trying to keep on making that baggy bag off that shit. And they trying to keep on keeping this hatred, this a thing in this thing called life, and that's not true, bruh. We have control, but we have to understand that they don't have control over nothing. Nothing. The crazy part is, and I'm sorry, this juice is fire. I'm telling you, hold on. Fire. But listen, and it's apple juice. Forever drinking those. The crazy part is that, and I thought about this, right? Hold on. Thought about this. I can't even find my other phone. But we so quick. The first thing I do it too sometimes, a lot of times actually. The first thing we do is pick up our phones. And I picked up my phone one day and I'm like, why do I keep picking this motherfucker up every time I get up? I ain't used to do this because I ain't used to have no phone. I ain't had no money to get no phone. It wasn't no cell phone. All my guys, all that shit. First phone I had was a Boost Mobile, and that guy took it away. And the bill didn't get paid on that motherfucker. I ain't have it no more. You know what I mean? But that wasn't it. That wasn't something that was, you know what I mean? It wasn't nothing. I was waking up grabbing my Boost or nothing like that. Now it's like I'm waking up grabbing the phone. And I was like, why the fuck do I do this? Like, why do I keep on doing this? Can't even take cover your ears if you're sensitive to this shit. I can't even take a doo-doo without being on the toilet by myself, without holding the phone. I do clean my phone after I get out. But it's crazy, right? This is a fact. We can't do normal things without having a phone attached to us. Motherfuckers think it's the end of the world if they lose their phone. I almost had my second panic attack because I damn near thought I lost my phone. I was about to lose my motherfucking mind. I was like, bro, why are we attached to these devices like that? You know why? Because somebody told you to. Yep. Pay attention to the advertisements of the phones. That's all I'm gonna say. They told you to do this. They made it easy for you and made it a thing of your life for you to pick up the phone. We don't even turn on the television to look at and see what the weather is no more because we got it on our phone. We don't even listen to radio. Radio is obsolete almost because we got radio, digital radio on our phone, so we don't gotta go turn on the radio and shit like that. Everything is on the phone that you need. TV on your phone, your favorite apps on your phone because somebody told you so. That's the way of life. But if we understand that we got the power to let me not touch this phone. You know how your phone show you how long you've been on your like how long through the day within a 24-hour period how long you've been on your phone. My shit was down at 24 hours all the time, almost. Because I gotta work and all that shit. It was always high though. You know what I mean? My shit is now low. I'm not on this phone unless I'm doing this or promoting something on Instagram or writing something. I gotta start writing shit on my phone too, cause I gotta start picking up a pen. I do pick up a pencil and pad. I do got a little journal here, but we gotta start normalizing being human and understanding that we have control. That's all it is. That's all I want us to get back to normal things. We can't even have a civilized conversation with our significant other or family members because every time we get around each other, motherfucker on the phone at the dinner table. We might go out to the movies, motherfucker damn near on their phone while the movie playing. You know what I mean? Like, you just paid all this money because the movie theater ain't cheap, bro. Unless you go on a certain day, I don't know where y'all at, but certain days where I'm at, you might get a little cheap movie, got the little points added up. But the movie, that ain't cheap. So why you on your phone? We normalizing things because somebody else told us so. This is how things start. This is how things started. And we have to learn that we have to learn and understand that we got all the control in the world. Just because Billy Bob or John told you so don't mean it's so. That's a fact. You know what I mean? A lot of nasty work, man. A lot of nasty work, y'all. Listen, I'm about to get ready to go in a few, but I ain't going yet. I'm gonna play some music, right? Let's get into me. I'm gonna start ending my pods like this because we got some dope artists out here. Shout out to Mar once again. I'm gonna play some of your music too, bro. So if you in here, stay tuned. Let everybody know what's about to go down. Got to put my bifocals on because But I'm gonna play this. Well, I might don't need it. Let me see. Hold on. End it off with some music, y'all. You know what I mean? Appreciate y'all. I ain't going yet, but we're gonna play this music. An artist just dropped. I gotta play it. And reaction coming soon. Hold on, give me a second, y'all. She just dropped the album on all streaming platforms. Very, very dope sister. I'm gonna forever support her as well. Let me try to find it. My bad, y'all. I should have had this a little more prepared. These called everything. But I hope everybody day going good. Oh, it's called everywhere. All right. Whitney Harvey just dropped a new album. Y'all make sure y'all go support this sister. I'm gonna play it. Well, she actually just dropped a video, so I'm gonna just play it. Hold on. I'm actually gonna do a music review on the album. I'm gonna give my honest opinion on it. The sister go by the name of Whitney Harvey. Very, very dope artist. Very, very talented sister. She just dropped a video. It's that new Whitney Harvey. Like I said, she just dropped a video. I mean, a new album called Everywhere. It's on all streaming platforms. She spelled her name as it sound. You know what I mean? Whitney Harvey. Y'all go check that sister out. I will be dropping the link to her page and everything in the description down below. We're going to play this song by Whitney Harvey. It's called RPB. So let's go ahead and check it out. I ain't heard it yet. I just knew she dropped it. Hold on. Hold on. All right. Let's go ahead. Y'all make sure y'all let the sister know. So Derek sent y'all. Go subscribe. Go run our music up. Go run this up. RPB.
I'm a real pretty bitch with her own bag. Ain't taking trips and I be popping tags. I'm on some shit, no, you don't gotta ask. I take your nigga and leave him with me. I know you see it, I'm all on the map. They all wanna touch it, I know that it's that. Brought to the riches, I just want the racks. The longer the inches, the bigger the bag. I'm a real pretty bitch, we can brag. I would just sit on the floor and stay. Wait for the phone to ring and ring. I'm back outside, see who do it best. Bitches ain't talking about nothing but fucking and sucking. I do the whole driving back. I'm a back one in the morning, still got shit going from nowhere to find me at. I'm real pretty if you ain't know. Wanna get rich and I'm trying to get more. I had to do it cause them niggas don't. You wanted love and I wanted those. You want the hoes and I want the O's. Been getting money and now I got both. Lay on my stomach and rock like a boat. These niggas and bitches give me what I want. I'm real pretty if you ain't know. Run up that money, I do what I want. Stack it in fashion, I put that shit on. You ain't gotta tell me, I already know. Run up that money, ain't see nothing funny. These niggas took me for a joke. Told them it's coming, I kept it 100. That didn't believe in me, though. But now I know. Big bank road on fold. All money and I'm cold. Back on road. Catch me back on road. That bitch need to get light on. Cause I been eating. Grinding while you tweeting. All that your shit, bitch. I know you see me. On your floor, you winking. Tell them I won't speak. Cause I'm a pretty bitch. Lately I'm feeling like fucking. Ain't stopping nothing, they coming. Bitches gon' hate it and love you, nothing like
okay.
About $1. Bitches see me and get bothered. He like, I wanna see you in Prada. Is they fucking with me? I'm like, nada, not by. Even a little, I get in the middle where I'm fitting and I'm really getting this money and spitting. Yeah, like what else could go wrong? I haven't come for so long. Call me if you need it or I make the waves, they hop on with your phone. I went and got it. Let's talk about it. You the one that left me out here. I'm really riding.
It's Whitney Harvey, y'all. Make sure y'all tap in.
Why they sit and talk about me? Plotting trying to come around me. Up right now, what about me? Cause I'm a real pretty bitch. And I ain't innocent. Wait,
Okay. That's Whitney Harvey. Y'all make sure y'all go check that sister out. The name of the song is RPB. Go check it out. I'm going to run that one more time. And then I'm going to play some more for you. Run that back.
I'm a real pretty bitch.
Go run it up right now. Tell the So Derek sent you.
I'm a real pretty bitch with her own bag. Ain't taking trips and I be popping tags. I'm on some shit, no, you don't gotta ask. I take your nigga and leave him with me. I know you see it, I'm all on the map. They all wanna touch it, I know that it's that.
Okay.
Riches, I just want the racks. The longer the inches, the bigger the bag. I'm a real pretty bitch, we can brag. I would just sit on the floor and stay. Wait for the phone to ring and ring. I'm back outside, see who do it best. Bitches ain't talking about nothing but fucking and sucking. I'll do the whole driving back. I'm a back one in the morning, still got shit going from nowhere.
Okay.
I'm real pretty if you ain't know. Wanna get rich and I'm trying to get more. I had to do it cause them niggas don't. You wanted love and I wanted those. You want the hoes and I want the O's. Been getting money and now I got both. Lay on my stomach and rock like a boat. These niggas and bitches give me what I want. Cause I'm real pretty if you ain't know. Run up that money, I do what I want. Stack it in fashion, I put that shit on. You ain't gotta tell me, I already know. Run up that money, ain't see nothing funny. These niggas took me for a joke.
Okay.
Told them it's coming, I kept it 100. That didn't believe in me, but now I know. Big bank road on fold. All money and I'm cold. Back on road, catch me back on road. That bitch need to get light on. Cause I been eating, grinding while you tweeting. All that your shit, bitch, I know you see me. On your floor, you winking. Tell them I won't speak, cause I'm a pretty bitch. Lately I'm feeling like fucking. Ain't stopping nothing, they coming. Bitches gon' hate it and love you. Nothing like Rollo, I'm about $1. Bitches see see me and get bothered. He like, I wanna see you in Prada. Is they fucking with me? I'm like, not by. Even a little, I get in the middle where I'm fitting in. I'm really getting this money and spitting. Yeah, like what else could go wrong? I'm gonna come for so long. Call me if you need it or go. I made the waves, they hop on with your phone. I really got it. Let's talk about it. You the one that left me out here. I'm really riding. Every summer going up a couple 100,000. I'm really trying. While they sit and talk about me, plotting trying to come around me. Up right now, what about me? Cause I'm a real pretty bitch. And I ain't innocent.
Talk your ish, girl.
I'm a real pretty bitch.
That's Whitney Harvey. Real pretty, ooh. That's what she said. That's what she said. I like that. I like that. I like that. Hey, man, we got to normalize supporting our female artists out here, man. For real, for real. That was dope. I ain't gonna lie. I could turn up to that. She made it sound good. You know what I mean?